All right, welcome back to the channel. This is Rabbit Hole Reviews. Hopefully this will be a shorter video. What we're about to unbox here is, as the title implies, a WBP Polish AK parts kit with an FB Radom barrel included. So the parts kit itself is actually sold without the barrel. If you want to buy the barrel, that's extra. In this case, I think the barrel was 180 chicken nuggets, as I say. So that's just an added cost. So whenever you see the parts kit price, wherever you see that advertised, it's not going to come with a barrel. Barrel is going to be approximately that much additional cost. So without further ado, we're not going to waste too much time. This is a one-take video. Never opened this box before. So if I'm really unhappy with what I see, you're going to see it on live. No redos. So crack it open. So what this is going to be, well, obviously it's going to be a Polish AK when it's finished, but what I have in mind, as I discussed in the other video, is to make a WBP jack like you see currently for sale, but I'm going to turn this one into an underfolder. So currently WBP does not import their jack line or their fox line or whatever you want to call it as an underfolder. So the jacks are not coming in as underfolder. So I always wanted one in that configuration, and rather than wait around for them to import those, I thought I would just make one of my own. So I've got additional parts coming, namely an underfolder stock assembly Polish with the rear trunnion, all new, old stock, never installed. So I'm going to mate that with what's hopefully in this box to a Childers AKMS underfolder receiver and have it built out. I have a couple of extra parts I'm going to add to it that aren't part of this kit. I'll put those on screen when I get everything out of the box and we'll take a look at it. So hopefully this will be not really special. I mean, there's plenty of underfolding AKs out there and obviously plenty of Polish underfolder AKs. But this one will be, well, aside from being mine, it'll be like a WBP jack, but as an underfolder. So apparently the newspaper makes a loud noise on camera. So I'm going to get that out of the way as soon as possible so I don't have to yell over the sound of crinkling newspaper. All right, first up, clearly we have the FB Radom barrel. Get it on the screen there. Polish chrome line cold hammer forged barrel FB Radom 762 by 39. Very nicely packaged, ready to go. Oh, this is going to be so nice. Let's see, through the plastic I see some markings. Looks like a serial number, a production number. Where you got the handguard retainer cuts. This is going to be real nice. This is a perfect barrel for this rifle. I believe this is the same barrel that comes on the FPP or the Polish jack rifles already. I should probably know that since I have like 3 or 4 of those rifles already. Let's see what else we got. Let me just take everything out of the box. All right, so the box is empty after that. So we'll just get this out of the way. Nobody wants to look at that. Wow, there's plenty of dirt at the bottom of that box, I see. So this should be pretty easy to take a look at. So this parts kit, they're not an inexpensive parts kits by any means. I believe this one was 500 and change chicken nuggets. So by the time you're looking at the barrel and the parts kit combo, you're looking at about 800 chicken nuggets. I don't know how many times I'm going to say chicken nuggets in this video, but hopefully that's the last time. So here we go. I can get it all on camera. Always amateur photography and videography on this channel. This is a no budget channel, so this is what you get. 2025 production on the bolt. So we'll leave everything out. I mean, this is not like your typical parts kit, demilled parts kit. Everything's obviously new. So I'm not really looking for condition because the condition is assumed to be factory fresh. So this is going to be nice. Let's take a look and see what else we have. See like a build sheet in there. There's your front trunnion. For those of you who care, there's no markings on the trunnion whatsoever. Let's see. Can I put it together, kind of? So far, very happy. Recoil spring. Get that on camera. I mean, again, guys, it's all brand new parts. So hopefully this video will be a little shorter than some of my other ones where I'm looking at some old demilled kits. Let's take a look at the build sheet. So here we go. Tells you everything in there, what you're getting on the back. Inspected October 20th, 2025 at the factory. So these are fresh off the boat. Very nice. I'll keep this paperwork. And then we get a little thank you card in there. I heard about these, that they include a little letter in here. For those of you who don't like WBP core parts for AKs, feel free to flame away in the comment section. Tell me how much of a piece of crap parts kit this is. I always take criticism, even when it's constructive. Ha! So, all right, so trigger guard. Yeah, again, these are all not much to see because it's all brand new parts. It doesn't have the extended, no extended magazine catches or anything like that. Just your basic standard WBP Kalashnikov parts. All right, dust cover. This is the heavier gauge steel, non-ribbed type. So I don't know if I'm going to use this cover on the kit, or I also have a WBP ribbed cover. Now these are thinner gauge steel. Let me know in the comments what you think I should do. I feel like the AKMS underfolder should have a ribbed top cover to be correct, if that's something you care about. I don't really care about that. I haven't really decided if I want to use this ribbed top cover on another rifle that I have, or what I want to do. So moving on. All right, the good stuff. So interesting. So the bolt carrier's in the white, so to speak. The piston's not in the white. That's interesting combo. Kind of like that. I'm gonna put that all out there. Gas tube, nothing to see there. Bunch of small parts, pistol grip screw, all the rivets are intact. Everything you need to build a rifle, minus the receiver. And of course the stock, which, oh yeah, there we go. Some of these parts I'm not going to use. Some of them I will. Very nice. Yeah, I mean, this stuff still has factory grease on it. See if I can get it on frame. Yeah, I mean, kind of not much to see here on this video. Here's the, for the rear. I'm not going to use this assembly because I'm going to use an underfolder, so this is one of the parts that I'm going to have left over if everything goes well. So this is not going to be used. And it looks like the sight assembly, it's got one of those non-highlighted rear sights. I kind of hate that. I've got some Polish sights I'm going to have to retrofit on there so I can actually see the hash marks and the distance markings on that. But it does have WBP marking and the Polish Eagle on the other side, so you do have that going for you. That's what you're going to get. Very happy with that. Not surprised at all about the rear sight leaf. I wish they would just put a not completely blacked out rear sight. I mean, it's not a deal breaker, but it's just kind of irritating. I could probably put some nail polish on it, highlight it, do something. So yeah, I guess this is going to be a short video because we're almost at the end here. Cleaning kit, or I'm sorry, cleaning rod, nothing to see. So you've got your associated pins, got all that stuff, barrel pins. So yeah, this will go right back in the box. I'll use the original sugar scoop. Trying to keep it as stock as standard because I'm already spending good money on the parts, not to mention the build. This barrel, again, really happy with the FB Radom barrel. That's pretty much your go-to choice for this rifle. It's perfect. This is going to be, I have no doubts about how well it's going to shoot. And then I actually have some furniture. So I bought this last year for another project. So this is the furniture that's going to go on it. Your typical laminated Polish wood. Of course, it's going to be Polish, right? Why not? So this will be the front handguards. And it wouldn't be complete without a pistol grip, which I'm going to get. I have a bunch of these Polish fatty grips. I mean, aside from being a little pricey, they're definitely a must upgrade. They're so much nicer than your standard skinnier AKM pistol grips. These are the way to go. If you want to keep the stock look of the AK, but you want to have a little more ergonomics, the Polish fatty grips are the way to go. I have these on like all different types of rifles, a bunch of Romanian guns. I splurged and bought a bunch of these when they're around. They're still out there, but I mean, they're a little overpriced for what they are. So just don't be shocked when you go online and see what people are asking. I think they're worth it. Aesthetically, they're pleasing, and of course, ergonomically, they're definitely an upgrade. It helps a lot. So there's my bag of parts. Not much to say on this video because, well, I don't have a receiver and I don't have my underfolding assembly yet. That's in the mail, so that's coming. But once that shows up, I will send this off. This one's going to go off to Two Rivers Arms, just like the M72 parts kit that you see in the previous video. So yeah, and then so hopefully after X number of months, that'll be it. And then it'll come back and I'll have both of these rifles on the channel again and have a little bit more of a coherent conversation. What you're just looking at here is just an example of what you're going to get for the money. So keep in mind, this pile of parts you see here is, you're looking at 800-ish chicken nuggets, right? So that's what you're into. That's before you buy a receiver. In this case, if you wanted to use the rear trunnion and everything, you could actually just put a fixed stock, make it a fixed stock gun. That would cost you less money, sure, but you'd have to buy a butt stock and all that, which isn't too much. You could just make it a standard fixed stock gun. But I want to do something different. I definitely want to go the underfolder route because I have a bunch of WBP Fox or Jacks, and I don't want to have another one, which I just had someone build for me because it's going to end up costing probably close to twice what it would be if I just bought one from the factory. So not really cost effective to build your own if you're just going to make it just like all the other ones you already have or the ones that you can buy online. Especially with the DIY ones, you can buy those for $1,000 and put your own furniture on it. So from a cost standpoint, building your own out of a parts kit makes no sense at all because I've got almost $1,000 in parts here, chicken nuggets and parts here. So yeah, so without further ado, I'm just going to wrap it up right here. So try to be short on these ones, and yeah, just let me know what you think. Fire away if you think this is a piece of junk. You think you just buy stuff off the rack. What would you do if you were going to buy a parts gun? What would you build next? How would you do it? You think it's worth trying to buy like the most premium parts you can find? It's kind of like a buy once, cry once. The theory being you buy the best components, especially the barrels and things like that. Just going to pay dividends down the line, especially when you're already into it for a certain amount of money. Go get a little extra, couple extra chicken nuggets and really make it count and really have something that you're like, okay, wow, no collector value, but definitely a solid shooting piece and well-built piece. So that's all I've got for you on this one of these little unscripted unboxing videos. You never really know what you're going to get. I mean, in this case, it was going to be a new parts kit. I would be pretty shocked if it was a pile of junk in there, but not quite as exciting as the demilled kits because you never know what you're going to get in those. So until next time, this has been Rabbit Hole Reviews.